Hello and welcome everybody. Today I'm gonna solve a problem that I have asked myself to solve using a very good Excel function, which is the reduce function, a function that helps you loops over an array of data and do some calculations, and sometimes those calculations might be very advanced. Um, Today I'm going to use that reduce function to solve a problem. The problem is as follow. So you need to deliver 152 pieces. For the sake of example, I'm going to make it dynamic afterwards. Now you have the question is how many of each type of vehicles you will need to deliver 152 pieces. So we have three types of vehicles, and the number of types of vehicles, I'm gonna make them of course dynamic. So we have a delivery truck that can handle 100 pieces. So we can basically use, for this example, one delivery truck. We have what we call tuk-tuk that can handle 25 pieces, and we have a motor cycle that can handle 5 pieces. So to solve that problem in Microsoft Excel, I'm going to use what so-called the reduce function. So the reduce function is as follow. So you give it an initial value, an array of data, so in a function, and in that function we do the custom calculations that we want to do using the lambda. So this is a lambda helper function. So to solve that problem, we need to start, of course. Now I'm going to shape that in a lambda function to make it easier with let, to make it easier to understand. So we start with lambda. I'm gonna write here in the formula bar. So we have total quantity, right? So we have capacities. We have icons. All right, sorry, icons. So let's start with the let function. A let is a function that helps you store variables inside this function. So you give it a name, and that the calculation of that name, and afterwards you basically do what you want to do with these variables and calculations. So let we are going to define the array that we're going to loop through, and the array is going to be the number of trucks or vehicles of capacity. So it's going to be, let's call it sec, and sec will be the sequence of columns, because here we have as columns, not rows, but we can make that dynamics, columns of, let's say, capacities or icons, no problem. Alright, the results, I'm gonna name this results, and okay, let's structure that. So the results will be a reduce function. Sorry, results will be reduce. Oh, he's given me this problem. Sorry, he's not showing the suggestions, and I don't like that. Lambda let, good. Is the second one? Oh, why you don't show me? All right, reduce function. The initial value I'm gonna sort as follow. Sorry, hsec. I'm gonna start with the total quantity. Oh, total quantity, and an empty array, because the result should be, for example, should be one truck, two tuk-tuks, and one motor cycle. So the total quantity, I'm going to h-stack the total quantity with an empty array, and that array should be the text, should be the final result. The array that we're going to do the calculations on each step is the sec array. So it will be taking one step and then two steps and then three steps. So sec. All right, we're going to define lambda, the accumulator. Let's call it, okay, and the current index. I'm writing these big names just to make it easier to understand. So a let inside the reduce function. So the remaining quantity, first off, will be, we're going to define remaining quantity. The remaining quantity will be um, um, at the first step will be index, right? Accumulator, which is this, right? 1. Second of all, the current string will be index, right? Accumulator 2. Now the current string is for example, if I'm gonna explain myself more now. Here, let me copy this and let's start from here. So we have quotient is a function in Excel. Sorry, quotient with T mod no. So here we have quotient of this, or int of this quantity divided by 100. So here it tells me that you need one truck. So we cannot, if I do 200, there will be 2. If I do 199, still 1. So the quotient, let's return back. Okay, the mod is the remainder of the division. Okay, so this and this 0. Oh, 55. So we used one truck, so we have 155, and now we used one truck, so the remaining is 55. So 55 we cannot load it in this delivery truck. We need to search in these two types of vehicles. So here will be the quotient of the remaining with this. So we need to use two tuk-tuks, right? And the mod is the same thing. What is the mod? So 55, and the capacity is 25, so we will use 2. So 50. The remainder is 5. So the same thing here, right? So the result should be as follow. I'm going to say if this is equal to 0, then this, else this and this, and I'm gonna text join that with like this, and ignore empty cells, not a problem, and that. This is the result. So if I do, for example, let's say 50 here, the capacity will be 50. So here we need 1, 1, and 1, right? So if I do 200, I will only use 2 trucks. No need for these. All right. So this is my problem. I'm gonna paste the lambda so we can continue. Sorry. All right. So the current string, as I said, the current capacity will be index capacities by this what is it, this current index, which is the sequence which is each step will be 1 or 2 or 3 based on the numbers of vehicles, will be based on current index. Now current icon will be the same thing, just here we'll have icons. Alright, now what we need to have is the new, the number. Now, alright, so now will be the number of vehicles on each step. Vehicles. So it's int of, and this is the step that I used here, int or quotient, that's the same thing. Int of remaining quantity, remaining quantity divided by current capacity, and the remaining quantity will be the mod of the remaining quantity and the current capacity. Okay, now number of vehicles and new remaining quantity. So for in the first step, the number of vehicles will be 1 and the new remaining quantity will be 55, and the second step as follow. So now we are going to calculate the new string, which is if number of vehicles is greater than 0, then we are going to use another if current string is empty, then return empty, is equal to empty, then just return empty. Else, if not, it's empty, so we'll need another truck. Just use this and this is the delimiter. All right, and the number of vehicles and the current icon. Okay, so the current icon. If false, so if the number of vehicles is equal to 0, so there is we're not going to use, for example, the truck. So just give me the current string, which in this case will be empty. Okay, so and the return value of this reduce, the let inside the reduce function, I'm gonna do hstack new remaining quantity and new string. All right, and close that, close the reduce, good, and okay. So for the result of this let function, I'm going to do index results, these results by 2, which is the new string. Okay, then what we need to do, because it's a lambda, now it's giving me calc, we need to assign these parameters. So to debug that, I'm going to use open another parentheses, select the total quantity, right, the capacities and the icons. I have something not good here because it should give me, I have something that is not working. Sorry. Okay, so I have something here. So if the number of vehicles is greater than 0, then if current string is equal to string, then string else is this, and and number of vehicles and current icon. Good, right? Oh, I need current string, sorry. I need to add current string here. The previous string. Alright, now that's good. So for example, so this is giving me the same result, and now now I made it dynamic. So if I remove, for example, this, if I remove this type of vehicle, this motorcycle, it will only calculate this for these two types of vehicles. If I do more than that, so if I gave, for example, another type, I don't know, let's call it X, right? And let's say we have 58, right? So let me select this and this, and look what's going to happen. So we have one truck and one tuk-tuk, one motorcycle, and 3x. And if I have here 28, you will ignore the first one, so I need five of these, right? 5 of these, which is 25, and 3 of these. If I have here 50, you will only use one tuk-tuk. If I have 25, so if I have 1000, so only this truck. So if I have 3 or 4, we'll use 4x. 5, it's one tuk-tuk. So that's the problem. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you and have a nice day.